Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of Warships. Today it's one of my replays and I'm in the Shimakaze. That's tier 10 Japanese destroyer. I'm on the map the Atlantic in a 3-point domination game, so it's a pure tier 10 battle. There is a carrier, there is one raider. And well, I spawned in the center together with Viper, from Division with. And we had a Holland spawn in the north. Now the Holland has avoided C, which is a bit of a shame. Viper has gone towards B, and well, I made my way towards A. Now, I've used speed boost to get here a bit quicker, but obviously spawning in the center, it took me a while to arrive here. And, oh, yeah, the Nevsky spawned. So I did this smoke with... Oh, wait, there are torpedoes. Yeah, this is fine, this is fine. Of course, like on this map here, a raider could sneak up with those islands being unspotted. And that would be rather problematic if there was a raider like sitting there. You'd be pretty close and you'd have a hard time escaping. But the only raider is spotted up in the north, so I'm perfectly fine. And there aren't too many ships here, right? Now there is quite a force here coming towards A, although they still haven't really arrived yet, but they are definitely coming. And oh, there are some torpedoes there. Nice, nice. And okay, so I devastating struck a Colbert inside this smoke, and I got a bonus torpedo into the Yamato, which is nice. So, my team is still not entirely here, right? I know that Shima around here. Well, the other destroyers are spotted elsewhere, but also from the amount of torpedoes we saw earlier. But the enemy Shima has a Yamato that's actually pushing in for some reason. I have a massive force here, but that massive force is still a little bit passive for some reason. I mean, we have... like 6 ships here against 2. Oh, hey, Shima. So I do have a smoke if I need to disappear. Right now somebody's aiming at me, that's the enemy Shima. And well, there was at least one... Like, the enemy Shima fired once, but he's stopped firing since then for some reason. And what's even more confusing is he's actually turning towards me. Like, I mean, what's he doing? He isn't smoking. He's but now he's shooting someone else. He's shooting the petrol. Why would you be shooting the petrol? What are you doing, Shima? Okay. I mean, sure. Now, the enemy Yamato never got involved. Like, I was afraid. I mean, the enemy Yamato is relatively close, so there's a chance that he would get a good hit into me. But the enemy Yamato just didn't care. More impressively, the enemy Shima really didn't care. Like, why would he charge? I mean, seriously, all he had to do when he was first spotted, all he had to do was turn away. Especially if he hadn't shot, he could have disappeared. And even if he gets Petro Radar isn't that long. So the enemy Shima, there was no reason for think. And then he charged me without shooting. But, I mean, you know. Ships work in mysterious ways, I guess. So, I've got torpedoes away against the Yamato, although they're probably going to miss. Let's be honest, the Yamato is reversing, and I have only a 12-kilometer range, so by the time those torpedoes reach where the Yamato is, the Yamato will have reversed enough to be outside of the range, most likely. But honestly, it doesn't. Like, this is one Yamato, and this is a giant fleet. Now, I'm not sure what our Montana is doing here. But besides from that, the friendly ships have finally realized just how much we outnumber the enemy, and they are like, you know what? Maybe we can push a single Yamato. Yeah, like, this is our fleet, and this is a push. So, and torps are running out predictably. They almost reached, but only almost. And I mean, he might have, like, found this gap there anyway. So, meanwhile, you know what, let's unlock the camera and speed this up slightly, because honestly, there isn't really anything going on my side of the map right now. So, we've lost C, which is predictable, because the enemy basically sent most of the ships up there, and we had a large chunk around here in the south. But that also means we have a lead right now, because we did, I guess, pretty well in cleaning up the enemies here, and our friendlies are Well, we still have some ships up there in the north. The carrier wisely is retreating, which is nice to see. A carrier that doesn't just sit there and gets overrun. And now we will see how we are able to defend B. Now, the ships behind me, they are following, and I think I can give myself back camera control. Use the speed again. So my anti-air was off because I'm an idiot, and I briefly shot the planes passing through here. Speaking of the carrier is relatively disinterested in me, and I don't think he's that interested in Viper either, but that's good to see, because, you know, if we were hunted by a carrier, this would be so much more difficult. Now, I launched one set of torpedoes there against the enemy Thunderer, but I mean, one Thunderer is sorta coming closer, but it doesn't look like those enemies are actually willing to face our fleet. It looks more like that they are just going to run away and battle. So there is that. Now, the enemy gearing is still trying and still fighting. And, well, I wanted to launch more troops onto this camp because I suspected the gearing is there, but once the gearing got spotted, he started to evacuate. So launching more troops there seems pointless. So there is that. But you know, I can still try to hunt down the gear. Now, obviously, Shimakaze versus gearing, the gearing is an advantage, but I do have Viper here with this gearing. And you know, gearing versus Shimakaze against gearing, that should work very well in our favor. Now, the planes are... what are the planes doing here? Now, I mean, they are keeping Viper spotted here. I could actually turn my anti-air on and try to help kill those fighters. But, oh yeah, the carrier got disinterested again. I mean, it's always nice if the enemy carrier is like, destroyers, nah. Okay. So, overall, we are crushing this so far. The enemy team is having a pity party there. And as I... like right, they are all just running away, trying to do their best to lose this battle. So, I mean, it's nice if the enemy is cooperating in a sense. Well, I mean, they are cooperating with us winning, I guess. So, back to the gearing. Now, our carrier has found the enemy gearing, so the enemy gearing smoked up, which makes sense. Now, there is an Ohio coming. They said that, like, myself and Viper against this gearing would be good for us, but if like, the enemy gearing brings an Ohio, that's you know... it's escalating things a bit, isn't it? Especially since we are in secondary range of said Ohio. I mean, you know, we are not going to win that gunfight. If that Ohio gets involved. But we found the gearing, and I mean, we might just be able to disappear into smoke screens. Let's see how fast we can sink again. Also, let's see if that Ohio even pays attention. So I have one set of bombs going, the gearing seems to be slowing down here. I mean, he can't smoke up right now because, you know. But that gunfight is going pretty well. Unfortunately, the Ohio is engaging Viper there, and Viper is rather low. There is a smoke screen that we can disappear into. So there is that. And you know what? Fun fact, I still have a torpedo launcher ready. And Shima torpedoes hurt like a truck. And I'm also at basically full health, so the Ohio can't really one-shot me here. So, hello Ohio, would you like some fish? Now, of course, Ohio was able to take out Viper, which is a shame, but you know. But, well, actually somebody else got the Ohio, but the Ohio is dead, which is the important part here. And, oh, look at that, I found myself a carrier. So I'm almost full health against the carrier at 8 kilometers, so it's anybody's guess who is going to win this. I mean, unfortunately, you know, I mean, it's a Richthofen, right? So his secondaries are going to murder me. Meanwhile, his planes would also murder me if he's actually trying. My friendly carrier actually is trying to help me here with a fighter plane. So very, very nice job from friendly carrier. And, you know, yeah, I have to aim higher here if I want to get some damage in there. And, oh, no, wait, I can't even pen that. Could go armor piercing. Now, I do have a... Well, there is a fire, not that it does anything because it's a carrier, but I'll probably need to solve this with torpedoes anyway. So I've got one set of torpedoes going. In 10 seconds I'll have another one. Of course, that's assuming the enemy carrier isn't knocking out my torpedoes there. Planes are incoming. Now, if I was more competent, I would have my anti-air, because there's no reason to have it turned off at this point. It doesn't matter, I guess. So, well, the enemy carrier was eating quite a bit of fish there. Is getting rather low. I've got more coming. And it wasn't needed because my guns actually did the job. So yeah, I've lost about half of my health in that encounter. And the enemy carrier is even doing a good job of striking me, I suppose. So there is that. Now we are meanwhile at 900 something points. The enemy is down to 2 ships. This battle is basically won. All that remains to be seen is what the carrier can still do here. Can I take a cap? Maybe I could. I mean, they only have the Thunderer remaining. Well, I guess it's up. I mean, if the Thunderer keeps going north, there is a... No, I can't hold him. We are 2,000 points before it. Oh, look, the carrier is still around. Anyway, that brings us to the results, and I have myself 3,135 base experience, which is quite a lot. I enjoyed this battle. So, yeah, this was a bit of a weird one, and it was a fun one, and I mean, I sunk a carrier, and every battle where I sink a carrier is a great one, isn't it? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.